You know, there's something that Donald Trump says in this clip here that really stands out to me for a particular reason, and I will tell you why, but let's watch the video first.
So I always got more publicity than other people, and it wasn't like I was trying. In fact, I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe. Maybe
You said a lot of wild shit, and then CNN, in all their brilliance, by highlighting your wild shit, made you much more popular.
Yeah.
And they boosted you in the polls because people were tired of someone talking in this bullshit, pre-prepared politician lingo. And even if they didn't agree with you, they at least knew whoever that guy is, that's him. That's really him. Yeah. When you see certain people talk, certain people in the public eye, you don't know who they are. You have no idea who they are. It's very difficult to know. You see them in conversations. They have these pre-planned answers. They say everything. It's very rehearsed. You never get to the meat of it. One of the beautiful things about you is that you freeball. Like, you get out and you do these huge events and you're just talking and you're making. We've highlighted you on the show many times when you did this Biden impression where he's walking around, he doesn't know what he's doing. It's funny. It's stand up. It's funny stuff. But it's like you were making fun of Elon one time. You were doing an Elon impression. It's great. You have like comedic instincts. Like when you said to Hillary, "You'd be in jail." Like that's great timing.
Yeah.
But it's like that kind of stuff was unheard of as a politician. Like no one had done that. And I think...
You know, it's funny. You need at least the attitude of a comedian when you're doing this business. This is a very dangerous business, first of all. It's a very tough business.
It's the most dangerous business.
Yes, the most. Well, for a job?
Yes. I mean, other than going to war and being a firefighter or being a cop, it's the most dangerous business.
It's the most dangerous. Being president is the most dangerous.
Especially you. I mean, you haven't even got to the election. There's been 2 assassination attempts, and they've brushed those out of the news like it was nothing.
Yeah, they'd rather not talk about them.
Imagine if there was assassination attempts on Biden, how hard people would be attacking the right, how they would be trying to get guns taken away from people. They would try to ramp up gun laws. They would try to figure out some way to blame you. If there was attacks if Biden got shot in the ear, we would have never heard the end of it.
But I think he's in good shape because it's only consequential presidents. If you take a look at what's happened, look, I'm for having countries pay us billions and billions and trillions even dollars. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. Nobody took in 10 cents, not one other president. I do things that make it, that don't necessarily make me so popular. I just do what's right.
You know, Donald Trump is absolutely correct if you think about it. Everybody in the history of humanity who has always chosen the right thing to do over the popular thing to do has always gotten backlash. And they've typically always been hated for the most part. If it's not, like, sure, sometimes the right thing to do lines up with the popularity, but not very often. And in Trump's case, it hasn't lined up at all. And you got to think, the political world is kind of like this business that has investors. And the investors are sitting above the political world. And they're funding the political world. And so all the politicians are taking this funding and money, and they have to enact the agenda that the investors want, or else the investors get mad and pull out and the money's gone. So that's why you see politicians all the time doing stuff that, you're like, what? That's not what we wanted, but they do it anyways, because it's not what we want. It's what the investors want. Follow the money. Follow the money. And Donald Trump is the guy that the establishment hates. And how people see Donald Trump as the problem, like if you're not in politics and you're not an elitist, I don't know how you see Donald Trump as the problem, because the establishment isn't for us. They profit off of our downfall. And the person that the establishment hates is always the superhero. It's always the superhero. So if you really think about it, Donald Trump coming back into the White House is going to open up a whole new can of worms. It's going to stir the pot again, because he's going in there and he's not a little puppet politician who needs other people's money. He doesn't need the investors' money. He goes into office and tries to do what's right, not what the investors want and what the political world wants, and not what the agenda wants. And that's a problem to the establishment. And this time, Donald Trump knows what to do a lot better this time around, because he's surrounding himself with other people that the establishment hates and people that want to do right by humanity and by the American civilians. The establishment doesn't want that. Donald Trump's going to come into the White House with the frickin' American Avengers, and the establishment doesn't want that. And my friends, if that's not enough reason to vote for him in your eyes, then I think you're brainwashed. I do. You don't gotta love this guy. You don't gotta love Donald Trump, but he's gonna do right by you. Even if you don't like him, he's fighting for you. And the fact that the establishment and the elitist propaganda world hates him should make you love him. Have we learned nothing? Jesus Christ came here and got crucified for going against the establishment and doing what's right. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jesus Christ is God. He's Lord and he's King. It's a little bit different, but not really. Because this world is so broken and fallen and evil that the people that are running it, of course, are profiting off our downfall.